Alright, here's our broken leg again. I made a video about this a long time ago, and I'm in the process of moving my shop and my house and my cat, so I've been a little preoccupied with it, but it's given me some time to stare at this thing, which is, I think, is going to end up being good, because I'm not sure. I'll have to look at the other video, but I think I was going to go and try to replicate how this was made by stacking these up in this direction, drilling this hole, and then it's got to make this shape eventually. I'm sure I talked about how this is the registration. I don't have to do any measuring. I have to put this in the right place and copy it. But I think by putting this on here in this way, I can do it one by one, drill this hole in here, leave this oversized like that, shape it, glue this thing on while that's oversized, and then shape it to this shape. Just run the bandsaw right along here, and then do some woodworking. But the main reason that I think I'm going to do it this way is that is going to allow me to put some screws in there, which is, it's a little controversial, and I don't mind, if you leave comments. I don't have time to read the comments, so I'm sorry to say I haven't been. But anyway, I think if I do this one layer up at a time this way, I can put a couple screws down into there. And I'm not saying that my woodworking isn't perfect, but I mean, I'm going to obviously try to get these surfaces perfect like this. I mean, that's the way to get the best glue surface, is to have a perfectly flat surface like this. And while I'm holding this piece of wood, my mind is going to jump all the way to, why did this pop off so smooth, so clean, and what kind of glue was used on this originally, because it seems odd. I put some water on here and left it half an hour so it doesn't get sticky, so it's not hide glue. I mean, this is kind of a trait that you see in hide glue, is that when something gets shocked, it'll pop off without leaving a remnant of the other side. I mean, I'm going to use epoxy, I can tell you right now, and I'm going to put some screws in there, which again is controversial, because anytime you put a screw in something, what is the first thing you do? Is you drill a hole. And when you drill a hole, what that does is, my favorite word is disintegration. It disintegrates the grain on a piece of wood if you have a hole. Now, is that going to weaken it? That's the second question. Is that hole going to weaken the structure as a whole? And I don't think it is. So why am I going to put screws in there? I just feel like, even with epoxy, and even if you use your best skills to make a perfect glue joint, I just think there's a little bit of added security in putting a screw in it. And like when you're dealing with a mess like this, I'm going to try to plane this down perfectly flat to this line and then glue the piece on there. But I just think sinking a couple screws, not a lot, I'm not going to turn it into Swiss cheese, but epoxy and a couple of screws, I'm just going to sleep a little better at night, rather than just trusting my joinery skills. Which, did I just say that out loud? But anyway, I guess that's where I am right now. The other interesting thing that I learned, and I don't want to bust anybody on this, but the whole idea of a wedge joint like this is to spread this thing out a little bit. And for all intensive purposes, this thing didn't get spread. I don't know if it was I guess it helps a little to put this in there, even if it doesn't spread. I mean, normally you have a hole and then you have a little bit of you just file or sand out a little bit of a gap here, pound this thing in, and you get, you obviously can't move this a lot before you just split the wood, but you can move it a half a millimeter, quarter, something, and something. So nothing was done there. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take this wedge out, waste the wedge out, put another one in, and hopefully you know, it will tighten it up, I guess, a little bit. And if you are doing this stuff, notice how this wedge is going, what you call, against the grain. You don't want to put the wedge in here so it's pushing this grain apart because it will split. So right now I'm just rambling and babbling to I don't know why. I don't have everything set up yet to do this. I'm still in the thinking process, so I'm just babbling out loud to myself about this. So anyway, I will keep showing this. If you're seeing this on the internet, that means it was successful. I'm not going to post it if I screw this up. So, see you later.